Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I want to casually compare two very popular and very difficult to beat Rolex sports models, the Submariner. I've got the 116613LB here on the left, and the GMT-Master 2, the 116710LN here on the right. Now, before we really jump into it, I do need to note that the GMT-Master 2, as you're seeing it here, has been discontinued in its current form, but you can still buy bicolor applications on a Jubilee bracelet, in most cases new from Rolex, but it's very difficult to source. They seem to be the hot model of the moment. The Pepsi, the Batgirl, the Root Beer. There's a beautiful meteorite dial version that was just released this past Basel. So it is very much the hot watch of the moment, but that is no knock against the Submariner, which is also very difficult to get your hands on new at an authorized dealer. Now this Submariner that I'm showing you here, this is the gloss dial version. It was produced from 2009 to 2012, so it had a very short, relatively, at least for Rolex, production length. The GMT-Master 2 I bought in 2018, right on the tail end of its production run, but it was made from 2007 through the end of 2018. So let me put some specs here on the screen so you guys can contrast the two watches. They both have roots to the early 1950s, mid 1950s in the case of the GMT-Master 2. So a lot of decades of history within the brand. I do really like that. And they have similar retail prices. Again, the Submariner, when it has precious metal like this Bluesy, is going to be a little bit more, retailing at $13,400. And then the GMT-Master 2, as you see it here, is selling anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000. But depending on the time you watch this video, it could be a lot higher than that. Moving on down, similar calibers, 3135 on the Sub, 3186 on the GMT-Master 2. When it comes to performance, they're going to operate very similar, plus or minus 2 seconds per day. It really kind of depends on if you want to have that second time zone like the GMT-Master 2, or if you would prefer the quick set date of the 3135 caliber in the Submariner. Specs wise though, you can see that they share the same case, the same bezel dimensions, same bracelet. In fact, they're nominally exact except for one thing, and that is the case back. The Submariner has a little bit thicker of a case back, and that's due to the fact that this needs 300 meters of water resistance because it is a professional diver. The GMT-Master 2, you'll notice a little bit thinner. They shave off 0.8 of a millimeter, so almost a full millimeter, and that's entirely done on the case back. So it does lay a little bit flatter on wrist, which I really appreciate. I think it makes a difference. It is slightly more comfortable than the Submariner, at least on my 7.25 inch wrists. And that's not a knock against the Sub. It's still a comfortable watch. I just slightly prefer the GMT-Master 2. Now there are a couple things that I do prefer about the Sub, namely the glide lock system on the clasp. I really like just the adjustability. You don't need another tool. It takes a few seconds and you can add or detract a little bit of size here on the bracelet on the fly. I think that's very practical, and it's only found on the Submariner. The GMT-Master 2 has the Easy Link extension system, which I do use. This has been my daily wear watch for the past year, and it does come in handy, but I think the glide lock would definitely be preferable. So which one is better? Which is the better buy? Which one should you consider if you want a really solid daily wear piece? Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, they're both awesome watches. The GMT-Master 2 obviously is the hot watch, and that's the watch that I decided to add to the collection before adding a Submariner. Now, years ago, I did have a 114060. I stupidly sold it back when I didn't learn my lesson. You don't sell Rolexes, especially desirable models. So that's not to say I don't want a Submariner. I'm going to add one of these two-tone Bluesies in the future, hopefully in just a couple months from now. I'll have saved up enough. But I want to get the Sunray version. I think it's just a little bit more my style. It pops very well. This gloss style is no doubt beautiful, and I think could appreciate a little bit more than the Sunray dial versions, but yeah, I think I definitely need to get a Submariner. They would make a great 1-2 punch, and they would be two awesome watches that I could give to my two daughters at some future date. So in the end, you're not going to go wrong with either one. Buy the one that you like more, that you feel you would enjoy more, because they make great daily wear pieces, great sport watches, traveler watches. You know, buy the one, if you travel a lot, buy a GMT-Master too. If you're in water a lot, buy a Submariner. Really, you're not going to go wrong with either one. Now, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this casual comparison. I appreciate it. I'll put a link to Bob's watches here in the description for you guys to check out. They are the dealer that lent in the Submariner, as well as an Explorer 2 for me to feature here on the channel. I love the fact that they're working with us watch enthusiasts, and I really appreciate them and their generosity. So check out Bob's watches. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.